Hey everyone, Matt Thomas here. Thanks for watching. So this next unit or next lesson is one of the most popular lessons, poetry lessons that my students do. It's the one that they tend to come back to, a couple years later, and say, "Oh, remember that whatever," or "I remember when we wrote that song." This and the poetry slam they do as well. But this is a 3-day lesson, or 4, depending on how long it takes for them to write their song. And I would say 3 days, not really more than that, but it could be a 4th day if you need it. So this lesson is all about the songwriting, right? The poetry of song. And what I do is I bring out. I actually have. I recorded an album for my wife years ago, and I have a recording studio at my house, a portable one. And so I bring that out. And I show students how music is recorded. I bring out my amp, my guitar. No, not my guitar. My amp, my drum kit, my recording studio, etc. I set that up. I tell you that because anything that you can do to connect the students to poetry is amazing, right? It makes it more purposeful for them, makes it more enjoyable for them. So I do that. And I talk about the music industry. I mentioned in another video that my uncle owned a record label. And so I got a lot of insights about how the industry is run, you could say. And so I bring that up in this. So that being said, let me give you the lesson here. So what I do is when the students come into class, I have them write these notes down. This is the general structure of a top 40 song. I make sure that's clear. For the most part, songs are, they're written the same way. It's like rinse and repeat. It's the same format. And different jazz and classical music is different. This is like the general format of a top 40 type pop song. There's an introduction, and there's verse, then there's a pre-chorus, optional, chorus, etc. You can see the notes here. No need for me to bring it up. But here's how I have the students write this stuff down. And so now they know the general structure of a top 40 song. Then I pass out the lyrics to Three Doors Down, Here Without You. And the reason I use this song is it follows this perfectly, including having pre-choruses and bridges, which not all songs have. And my goal is, so we listen to the music twice. We listen to it once just to hear it. And then we listen to it again. No, you know what? That's not true. I stopped playing it twice. We just listened to it once, and I pause it at after each section. I have them identified. Let me just show you. It's probably easier if I show you. So here's the handout here. I have them do this. I have them identify what the intro is, what the first verse is, what the pre-chorus is, etc. And so what I do is I play the song, and I think I have the video linked here. I always played it on CD, but now we don't have DVD or DVD players in the classroom. So I have the video here, and you'll play, the video, the song, and after the intro, pause it. Or you could even say, like, what's the first part of a song? Intro. Okay, pause it, and then have them write intro. And then after the intro comes, and they're like, first verse, verse 1, and then play that. And then pause it and say, okay, after first verse comes an optional pre-chorus, and then play the pre-chorus. You get the idea? So now they have in front of them what they've identified the structure of a song. So now I always say, you can go back next time you hear a song you love with your mom or dad, be like, oh my gosh, that bridge was amazing, right? Like they can kind of talk about the analysis or the identify each parts of a song. So that's the first step. Then I have them write down how to write a song notes. So they choose a mood, tone, theme, genre, right? Because whatever you're feeling, if you just broke up with someone, writing a breakup song is much easier to do. And then I have them, focus on words or lines that just get to the point. They only have 1.5 minutes, right? Because the chorus gets repeated. You only have about 1.5 minutes of lyrics to tell your entire story. Because a song tends to be 4 minutes long. Usually 3 minutes of that are lyrics, 3.5 minutes, and the chorus is repeated multiple times. Then choose the most important part of the message. That part's repeated. That's the chorus. And I always say that, like, most lyricists will put music to it later. Some, like, guitarists will bring their music in and give it to their songwriter and be like, hey, can you write something with this? And then I always say that most songs, I want to say, like, I don't have a number, but I want to say like it's 99%. I don't want to say all songs because there's always one song. Someone might go one song that's like doesn't fall into that. Most songs are about love or personal empowerment. They really are. Like, listen, every song in your playlist, just listen to it and be like, that's about love. Ooh, that's about personal empowerment. Like, I can do it, Um, and so that's how to write a song. So they have the notes there. Then I always say too, I say, you know what? I have to talk about parodies when it comes to songwriting. The students love this part. I talk about parodies, about how essentially it's the same music, but you're kind of changing the theme entirely. And usually it's humorous and satirical. And I always say parodies are very difficult to write. Only one person really makes a lot of money at it. Weird Al, he's like the only one that actually does it for a living, like on a grand scale. And then just for fun, I'll show them the Weird Al Ride and Dirty parody, White and Nerdy. But so the students really do understand like what the parody of, and this song hasn't been around for a while. It's been a while since the song became popular. I'll show them like the first minute and a half of the Ride and Dirty video, and then I show them the White and Nerdy video, and then they can just watch it just to see the comparison between the two. So I do like to talk about parodies a little bit, just 5 minutes just for fun. Then we get to the assignment. Then they have to write their own original song. And I say, today you'll be writing your own very own song. It must follow the general format of a top 40 song, meaning it has to have first, 2 verses, 3 verses, and a chorus. And I tell them it doesn't have to have an intro or a bridge or a pre-chorus because that's music. We're not writing music. We're just writing a song. We're writing essentially a 16-line poem. You can read the write-up here. No swear words. Keep it classroom appropriate. Stuff like that, I tell them, please label each part of the song so they know what part they're writing. 3 verses, 4 lines each, minimum. 1 chorus, they can repeat it, and name their song. And I tell them they can get into partners if they'd like and work on it together. So here's an example of a song a student wrote. Again, they're not writing music, and I'll be honest. I'm going to tell you right away. Some students will be hesitant, not that they don't want to write it, but they'll be like, I can't write a song. I'm like, what? You're not writing. You're writing a 16-line poem. If I were to say write a 16-line poem in 5 minutes, you could do it. But when they think music, it's like so like they hear Taylor Swift play music, and they're like, I can't be like Taylor Swift. It's like, first of all, you can. Second of all, I'm not asking you to. Just write a 16-line poem and choose one of those stanzas for the chorus. So you might have to have that talk with the students that writing music or writing songs is not a huge deal. Like I said, essentially it's a 16-line poem, and try to break that. Like people, they listen to music, they think of their favorite celebrity, and they think that they're on a pedestal. And it's like, no, anyone can write a song. Just take a poem and stick music on it, and it becomes a song. But okay, and then so that's the first day I introduce that, and I get them in partners. Last 10 minutes or so of class, they'll be able to get with their partners and start writing their song. And it'll probably take about 3 days. Day 2. I like to play these games a lot. Day 2, I do the types of music game. I start with class. I'm like, all right, guys, let's play the newest game, The Sweep of the Nation. And then I show the game, and then they all yell out, like, guess what type of music the picture represents based on the stupid things that go through Mr. Thomas's mind when we're all doing amazing work, and he's creepily staring at me while I write and thinking of pizza and rap, and pizza rap's yum. Anyway, I always come up with these stupid intros to the games, and I always make them long extended. The students like it. It's funny. Actually, it's more for my humor anyway. But these are essentially pictures. So I'll be like, all right, guys. And I'll go through this with you guys so that you know the answers. I'll be like, all right, so each picture represents a type of music. What's this? And students will go, rock. And I'm like, all right, it is rock. Excuse me. I'll be like, if you didn't like that rock, what about this rock? And they're like, I don't know, alternative rock? I'm like, yes, it is, right? It's the alternative rock. And they're like, rap. I'm like, yep. Pop. Yep. Blues. I sure hope I don't get these wrong. Like, I'm the one that created it. Yep. They're like, house music. I'm like, yay. Garage music. Yay. Heavy metal. Right? I'll try not to give the answers right away so you can figure it out yourself if you're doing it. Hip hop. Because it's a hip and bunnies. Never mind. All right. Oftentimes people say like world music. Country. Like, because it's different countries. I don't know. You'll hear world or international music. I'm like, that makes sense too. But country music is what I had. And I'm like, all right. Now, let's get really stupid, right? I'll tell the students, this is what goes on inside my head. And they're like, I'll give you a second to figure this one out. And then someone's always like, orchestra? I'm like, yes, it's an orca and straw. It's orchestra. Anyway, this one takes a while for people to figure out. So you can pause the video right now if you want to figure it out before I give you the answer. But it's gangsta rap. Like what? Like gang, star, and a rap. Okay, I know. This is one of my favorite types of music, hair bands. That's right, it's hair. Okay, forget it. All right. Techno? Yes, techno. Disco? Yep, it's disco. K-pop. I'm not giving the answers right away in case you wanted to figure it out yourself. This is kind of a newer genre. Not newer, sorry, wrong one. I was thinking of the pirate metal. That's R&B because it's R&B. All right, never mind. And there's punk, of course. I try to hit all of them, right? EDM, please be EDM. Yep, electric dance music. And classic, because it's like class and then like ick, like they're, never mind. Classic, all right. Emo, sorry, I even forgot what that one was. Emo, it's like emo, ooh, oh, okay, all right, never mind. This one tends to throw people off. I think I've only had one person throughout the history of me doing this get this one right. Okay, so his name, that's the actor Ryan Gosling, and someone's pulling on a door. Gospel. Yeah, I know. Anyway, this is what goes on inside my head. Apparently I have more now. All right, so dubstep, because it's dubs, remember? Rolling on dubs back in the 90s when you're driving your cars and the spinners and stuff. Anyway, dubstep. It's students now, they don't know dubstep. They're like, what are you talking about, dubs? I'm like, wheels, ask your dad, rims and stuff. Anyway, like you said, you could tell what goes on inside my head. Gosh, even I forgot that one. Caribbean, car, rib. BN, Caribbean music. I know, I'm so sorry, guys. For those who are sitting here watching this one. Rockabilly. Seriously? I think that was a suggestion for one of my students. Rockabilly. Anyway, so that's that game. Hope you enjoyed yourself for a couple of minutes. But anyway, so that's how I begin day 2. And then I say, all right, guys, get with your partners, finish your song. And it might take 3 days for them total to write the song. No, they don't perform it. Like, I think sometimes I'll be like, all right, guys, make sure it's done by Monday. We're going to start performing these on Monday. And they freaks the students out. I'm like, no, just kidding. We're not going to do that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.